Hello world, what's up YouTube, what's up YT, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another DIY episode. If you haven't guessed already by the title of this video, the camera in front of me is a Sony Alpha 5000 mirrorless camera. I purchased this camera so that I could use it on this channel as a second option other than my Samsung Galaxy S8 to record videos with. I got a decent deal on this camera, and the reason why I was able to get a decent deal is because the LCD screen is damaged and only shows half of the screen. So on this episode of DIY, I'm going to show you guys how to replace a damaged LCD screen on a Sony Alpha 5000 camera. I'm gonna turn this baby on and show you guys that the LCD screen is damaged, and there you go, it is only showing half of the screen. So let's get this repair started. So you guys, in order to do this repair, you're going to need a few tools to make this happen and make this job a little easier other than just having hands. So the first tool you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver. Most importantly, one that fits snug to the screws on this camera, otherwise you'll be on a stripping spree damaging screws as you go along. Next, you're going to want to have a pair of pointed end tweezers. These help with picking up tiny screws that you remove from this camera other than using your fingers, which is kind of aggravating. These are optional, but they are a wider base pair of tweezers that I use to detach ribbon cables with from circuit boards. And you're going to need something like these plastic tools to help you lift components from the camera without damaging them. Guys and gals in YouTube land, I hope this video helps. Enjoy the video, like this video and subscribe to this channel. Let's go. First step to getting the damaged LCD screen off of this camera is to remove the two screws at the bottom binding of the screen's frame, which is located on the opposite side of the hinge side. And now the next step is to flip the screen open, and you're going to want to remove the two screws located on the bottom corners of the black plate, which is the back side of the screen. Now you're going to want to grab your plastic tool and lift the rear plate off of the LCD's frame, and you're going to want to put that off to the side. So there's a few clips that hold this second plate down to the frame. There's one at the bottom of the frame, two at the top of the frame, right there and right there, and two clips on each side of the frame. So now I'm going to try and lift this plate out with this plastic tool. Okay guys, so I was having trouble lifting this plate away from the frame, and reason being is that there is a lip on the plate where it lodges into the hinge area of the frame, and you can see it right there. Right there, I'm pointing to it with my plastic tool, and that hinge piece, or that lip on the plate, lodges right into that hinge area right there. So now you're going to want to take this plate and put it off to the side, and I'm going to grab my new LCD screen and put that to the side. Next, we're going to detach these ribbon cables from that circuit board. One is for the LCD, one is for the camera's motherboard, and the small one at the bottom connects to the flash. I don't think we're going to have to disconnect the one to the flash, but what you want to do is to lift up those small black pieces on the sockets to unlock the ribbons from their sockets. So you could take your plastic tool and try to lift up that black piece on the socket to loosen the ribbon cable, but what I did, I found it easier to just use your nail and lift up that black piece to loosen the cable. and there it goes, and now you can just remove the ribbon cable. So this is one of the most critical parts to this repair. You are going to want to take your plastic tool and try to release the clips that hold this metal plate to the plastic frame. Keep in mind that the metal plate is connected to the hinge on the body of the camera. You're going to want to work your way around the two sides and the top edge of the frame. So I was able to pull this plate away from the frame. My biggest issue was pulling the clip away that is located on the bottom left corner. Once you are able to loosen that area with your plastic tool, you will be able to give yourself plenty of room to access the damaged LCD. Now that we have room to access the LCD, you are going to want to pull the LCD's ribbon cable out of the metal plate slot. The LCD itself has a sticky film that holds it down to the plastic frame around its edges. The easiest way for me to get it loose, since the screen was already damaged, it was to carefully tug on the LCD's ribbon cable away from the frame to break that sticky seal. And then I took my plastic tool and slid it in between the frame and the LCD from one end to the other, trying to completely loosen the LCD free from the frame and then removing it from the frame. So now we are wiggling the LCD screen out of its compartment, and we finally pulled it out right there, and now it's a piece of junk, so you can toss it. So now grab your replacement LCD screen, and right here we're comparing the two and they look the same. Cables look like a definite match. And remember guys, to try to not use your bare hands. Always try to wear gloves when doing this, because you do not want your fingerprints on these screens when you're installing them. It just looks really tacky and sloppy. And these brand new screens, they come with a film on both sides, and you're gonna want to remove them with your plastic tool, and don't try to use the tweezers like I did, otherwise you will eventually, possibly, might scratch the LCD screen. So it's always handy to have an air duster can around when taking apart electronics. Right here I used it to remove the debris that was on my new LCD screen, and I'll use a can of air as I try to complete this repair. I'm removing the last piece of film before I place a new LCD into its compartment on the camera. Now we are finally reassembling everything back to the way it was. You want to feed the LCD ribbon cable through the metal plate's open slot, and then you want to get the clips of the metal plate to clip onto the plastic frame, trying to get it flush to the frame itself. Now that's a lot of frames. After that is completed, you want to connect all disconnected ribbon cables to their sockets on the circuit board and lock them into place by locking down on the black piece connected to the socket. After you make sure all the ribbon cables are intact, you want to grab the second metal plate, take your air duster can and remove the debris from the plate, and when installing it back to the camera, make sure that the lip on the plate is tucked inside the hinge. Now to the final step, take the rear plate and place it on the camera. Make sure that it sits flush to the frame, and install and tighten the 4 screws in a crisscross pattern. took my camera outside to show you guys that it works. I have the SCLP 1650 lens mounted to my A5000, and I'm going to show you guys a few sample shots to depict how beautifully this camera captures pictures. Click, 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 click. Let me drop that shutter on it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below and tell me what you guys think. Follow me on all my social media. Please visit anotherretrothing.com for all your vintage needs. I'm Flavor for the Soul with another DIY episode. I'll see you on the next DIY episode. I'm out. Holla.